You know, there's this one book that has sold millions and millions of copies. And it's not because of some passing fad. It's because it promises to unlock the single most powerful force in your universe, which is, believe it or not, your own mind. So today, we're going to dive into the core ideas from Dr. Joseph Murphy's classic, The Power of Your Subconscious Mind, and see how you can actually use them. Dr. Murphy kicks things off with questions we've all asked ourselves, right? Why is one person just so full of joy, while another seems stuck in sadness? How can one person achieve success after success, while someone else just can't seem to catch a break? He argues the answer isn't out there somewhere. Nope, it's deep inside the way our own minds work. So, what's the first key to unlocking all this power? Well, it starts with understanding that you don't just have one mind. You actually have two. Think of it as two different parts working together. There's your conscious mind, the one you use every day to think and reason. And then there's the subconscious, this hidden, incredibly powerful force that's running the show completely behind the scenes. Let's try an analogy. This makes it super clear. Imagine your mind is a big construction site. Your conscious mind, that's the foreman on the job. It makes the plans, it barks out the orders, it decides what gets built. But your subconscious mind, that's the crew of master builders. And here's the thing, they don't argue. They don't question the plans. They just take whatever blueprint they're given and work 24/7 to make it real. And that right there brings us to maybe the most critical relationship in your entire life, the one between your conscious thoughts and your subconscious actions. Because if one is the foreman and the other is the builder, then your thoughts, your everyday thoughts, are the actual blueprint they're working from. This quote, this is the absolute heart of Dr. Murphy's work. He says, this isn't just a nice idea, it's a law of the mind, just as real as the law of gravity. Whatever you hold in your conscious mind over and over again, the good stuff, the bad stuff, the fears, your subconscious just accepts it as truth and gets to work building it into your life. And here is the most crucial detail of all. The master builder, your subconscious, doesn't judge the blueprint. It has zero preference. So if you hand it plans filled with fear and worry and I can't, it will build you a life full of exactly those things. But if you consciously choose to give it a blueprint of success, of health, of prosperity, it will work just as tirelessly to build that life for you instead. Okay, so this all boils down to what Dr. Murphy calls the law of belief. See, it's not just wishful thinking that gets you results. It's that deep internal conviction, that feeling of certainty. That is the language your subconscious mind understands. It's the signal that basically says, okay, this is real, let's build this. So if our beliefs are the blueprints, how do we actually create them on purpose? Dr. Murphy gives us another fantastic metaphor to make this super practical, one that puts all the power right back in your hands. Here it is. Think of your conscious mind as a gardener. You're the gardener. And your subconscious mind, that's the rich, fertile soil of a garden. It will grow absolutely anything you plant in it, no questions asked. And what are the seeds? Well, those are your thoughts, especially the ones you plant over and over and over again. I mean, it's such a simple, universal law, right? You would never plant thistle seeds and then get angry when you don't harvest roses. It just wouldn't happen. In the exact same way, you cannot plant thoughts of failure and lack and then expect to harvest a life of success and abundance. Your life's harvest will always match the seeds you've been planting. Okay, so if our thoughts are seeds, how do we become master gardeners? How do we plant them intentionally so we get the harvest we actually want? Thankfully, Dr. Murphy lays out a really clear, practical method for doing just that. The process is actually beautifully simple. First, you quiet your conscious mind. You know that state right before you fall asleep? That's perfect, because your logical, skeptical foreman is kind of off duty. Second, you use your imagination to picture the end result. Don't worry about the how, just see yourself at the finish line. Third, and this is the absolute game changer, you have to feel the reality of it right now. Feel the gratitude, the joy, the relief, as if you already have it. That feeling, that's the fuel. And finally, you just repeat it. Like watering a seed, you do this consistently to really impress that idea deep into the fertile soil of your subconscious. And just as important as what to do is what to avoid. Because your subconscious takes every word literally, phrases like, I can't afford that, aren't just observations, they are direct commands to your subconscious to create more lack. Saying, I wish I had, is basically a command to keep you in a state of wishing forever. The key is to shift your entire mental focus away from the problem and start living in the feeling of the solution that is already yours. So, when you put all these pieces together, you arrive at this incredibly powerful conclusion. You are not just a passenger in your own life, being tossed around by circumstances. No way. You're the captain of the ship. You are the architect of your reality, and you are the one giving the commands that shape your destiny. Dr. Murphy gives us this powerful affirmation as a tool to get started. It's not a hopeful wish, it's a statement of command. By saying this, you're consciously acknowledging that all that creative power isn't somewhere out there. It's already inside you, just waiting for clear instructions. For anyone looking to start, this is the perfect first blueprint to hand over to your master builder. And really, that's the final, most empowering question, isn't it? Every single thought you have is a line on the blueprint of your life. So, knowing what you now know about that master builder waiting inside, what are you going to command it to build for you next?